I never thought I would tell this story. But tonight still claws at my chest like it happened seconds ago. Daniel, I whispered, my fingers brushing his sleeve as if it could anchor me to something real. Do you really love me? He chuckled. Low and careless. Why do you ask me that now of all times? It's because I need to hear it, I said, my voice trembling. Gave you everything tonight. Doesn't that mean something? His eyes slid away from mine. Meant what it is. Was supposed to mean? Don't make it heavier than it is. My throat closed. Supposed to mean, Daniel? What do you he cut me off? You wanted me? I wanted you. That's all. Don't twist it into some fairy tale. I stared at him, heat and cold rushing. Through me all at once. So, last night was just a night, he finished flatly. That's all it will ever be. I gasped. You said I was different. You told me I mattered. He smirked, cruel in the dim light. You were different. But now I'm done. The silence between us was unbearable. My chest felt like it might split apart. Done, Kay whispered. Like I'm nothing. His shrug was the final cut. Exactly. I wanted to scream, to shake him until he took the words back. Instead, I whispered, how could you? After everything I trusted you with, he leaned closer, his breath bitter against my ear. 'Cause I can, because you made it too easy. Tears stung my eyes. Kay pulled back, searching his face for some crack of mercy. You used me. He didn't flinch. The word crashed through me. I staggered back, my knees weak. Why? Why me? A voice, soft and mocking, floated from the doorway. 'Cause you were naive enough to believe him. I turned. Claire stood there, flawless in a red dress, her lips curled into a knowing smile. Did you really think he'd choose you? Claire, I breathed, my stomach twisting. Daniel's hand slipped around her waist, casual, practiced. Don't look so shocked. She knows everything. She always has. My voice cracked. So I was just what? A game. Claire laughed. Not even a good one. You were the warm-up before the main event. The room spun. You're engaged, I choked. You're engaged? And you, Daniel, interrupted, his tone cutting. Connie, enough. Don't embarrass yourself more than you already have. I gave you my heart. My voice rose despite my shaking body. I gave you my body, my trust, and I never asked for it. He said coldly. The words hit harder than any slap. I felt myself collapsing inside piece by piece. Dani, I whispered, almost begging. Please don't do this to me. Claire rolled her eyes, pathetic. Let's go, Daniel. He nodded without hesitation, his arm tightening around her. Goodbye. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. My lips trembled, but no words came. The door shut behind them, and the silence screamed louder than their cruelty. I pressed my hands to my face, but the sobs ripped through anyway. I was nothing to him. I whispered into the emptiness. Nothing but a night he'll forget. The shame clawed deeper than the betrayal. My heart felt hollow and yet unbearably heavy. That night, the girl who believed in love died. The woman who would rise from her ashes was born in pain. When I opened my eyes the next morning, the air felt thick, heavy, poisoned by what happened the night before. My phone buzzed nonstop. Mia, I croaked when I finally answered daughter voice. Rushed in, sharp with worry. Where were you? Why didn't you call me? Everyone's talking. Stop, I whispered. My throat hurt. Please don't say it out loud. There was a pause, then softer. I'm coming over. I tried to protest, but she hung up before I dragged myself out of bed, my reflection in the mirror making me flinch. My eyes were red, swollen. My lips trembled even without speaking. A knock came minutes later. Mia, don't, I warned as I opened the door. Don't look at me like that. She stepped in, her face stricken. What happened? Tell me everything. I sank onto the couch. I can't. If I say it, it becomes real. Her hand covered mine. It's already real. Let me in. Voice cracked. He used me, Mia. I gave him everything, and he threw me away. Her gasp was sharp. Daniel, no. No. Tell me he didn't. He did. I laughed bitterly, though it sounded more like a sob. And Claire was there, watching, smiling, like I was some joke. Mia's eyes burned with anger. That bastard. That vile don't. I cut her off. If you curse him, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make me less dirty, less humiliated. She gripped my shoulders. You're not dirty. He is. He's filth. I shook my head. Everyone will know. They already whisper. I saw the messages. The desperate girl who thought she could steal Daniel from Claire. That's who I am now. You're more than that, she said fiercely. No, I whispered. I feel like nothing. Like silence is swallowing me whole. I can't scream. I can't fight. I can barely breathe. Her arms wrapped around me, but even in her warmth, I felt cold, Mia. I said into her shoulder, how do I keep living when my chest feels like it's cracked open? You lean on me, she whispered. You let me carry you until you can carry yourself again? Tears blurred my vision. But what if I never can? Then I'll never stop holding you up. Her words pierced me, but the silence after them was louder. I thought of Daniel's voice, cold and final, telling me I was nothing. That silence replayed, crushing me more than any insult. I pulled back, wiping my face. I don't want to be this weak, Mia. I hate myself for it. You're not weak. You're hurt. There's a difference. I clenched my fists. But he wins if I stay broken. Then don't let him win. My laugh was hollow, easy to say. I can't even step outside without feeling eyes on me. Let them look, she snapped. Let them choke on their gossip. You're stronger than they'll ever know. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to crawl inside her conviction and hide there. But all I could whisper was, I don't feel strong. Feel like I'm drowning. She squeezed my hand. Then I'll be your heir. The silence that followed wasn't empty this time. It was heavy, but it held me up just enough to breathe. Inside my head, though, another voice whispered, no one will save you. Not Mia, not anyone. If you want to live, you'll have to save yourself. And I knew it was true. I cornered Daniel outside his office, my voice trembling but sharp. We need to talk. He barely looked at me. There's nothing left to say. There's everything to say. I shot back. You used me. You lied. And now you pretend. I don't exist. His eyes flicked over me with boredom. I didn't lie. I never promised you anything. My chest burned. You told me I was different. He smirked. Different doesn't mean permanent. Don't confuse a moment with a lifetime. A moment. My voice cracked. I gave you everything. My trust, my body, and I took it. He interrupted coldly. Now it's over. Don't cling to scraps. It's pathetic. I staggered back as if struck. Pathetic. That's what I am to you? Yes, he said flatly. A distraction. Nothing more. The word cut so deep I could barely stand. You disgust me, I whispered. His smile was cruel. Funny, considering how willingly you came to me. Because I loved you. The words ripped out before I could stop them. I believed in you, in us. There was never an us, he said sharply. There was me, and there was my boredom. You filled it. That's all. I shook my head. You don't get to erase me like this. He stepped closer, lowering. His voice, watch me. A laugh echoed from behind. Oh, don't be so dramatic. I froze. Claire leaned against the wall, arms folded, eyes glittering. Daniel, really? She's making a scene. Claire, I breathed, my stomach twisting. She smirked. You actually thought he cared? That he'd choose you over me? I clenched my fists. You knew, of course, she said sweetly. Tells me everything. I even told him to have his fun. After all, a man has needs. Daniel glanced at her, almost amused. It's not wrong. It's a humiliation, scorched. Me, How could you both be so cruel? Claire tilted her head. Cruel? No, darling. Cruel is pretending you're worth more than you are. You're vile, I hissed. She laughed softly. Maybe, but I'm the one standing by his side, aren't I? You're the one begging in the hallway. Not begging. My voice shook, but heat rose in my chest, sharp and furious. I'm demanding answers. Daniel sighed. There are no answers. You were convenient, now you're not. The words rang like a blade against my ribs. My knees threatened to buckle, but I forced myself to stand tall. One day, you'll regret this, both of you. Claire arched a brow. Regret? Hardly. Daniel and I are unshakable. You're just a shadow that will fade. Anger surged through my veins, fighting the crushing sadness. I swallowed hard. Love is supposed to heal, but with you, it's a knife. And I've been stupid enough to hold it. Daniel's smirk widened. Then drop it before it kills you. I will, I whispered, but not before it cuts you too. For the first time, his expression flickered, uncertain. Claire scoffed. Empty threats. She's broken, Daniel. Let's leave. He hesitated only a moment before brushing past me, his hand settling on her waist. As they walked away, the silence screamed. But this time something stirred inside me. Anger. Sharp and alive. I pressed a hand against my chest where the pain throbbed like a wound. Love was the knife, I whispered to myself. But maybe it's the weapon I'll use. The apartment was silent, but my head wasn't. My thoughts screamed, each louder than the last. I stood in front of the mirror, gripping the sink. Who are you? I whispered. My reflection didn't answer, only stared back with swollen eyes and hollowed cheeks. You look pathetic, I told myself. A fool who gave her heart away for scraps. I slammed my fist against the sink. Why did you do it? Why did you let him touch you? Why did you believe him? The girl in the mirror was a stranger. Her lips trembled, her eyes brimmed with tears. I hated her. I don't even know you anymore, I muttered. My voice broke. You're weak. You let Daniel destroy you. Let Claire laugh in your face. You're nothing. The words cut deeper than Daniel's had. I covered my mouth, shaking, but I couldn't stop. You should disappear. It would be easier if you were gone. I sank to the floor, knees pulled to my chest. I don't want to exist, I whispered into the empty room. I don't want to feel this pain anymore. Tears blurred the ceiling above me. What's the point of living if everything I believed in was a lie? The silence pressed against me, heavy and suffocating. My heart pounded as if it wanted to escape my body. But then through the blur, I caught my reflection again. I forced myself to stand, even though my legs trembled. I stared hard into those broken eyes. No, I said, my voice shaking. You can't disappear. Not like this. I leaned closer to the mirror, teeth gritted. If you vanish now, Daniel wins. Claire wins. Everyone who laughed at you wins. Is that what you want? The stranger in the mirror seemed to flinch. No, I hissed. Not anymore. You've been weak, but weakness isn't all you are. You're still here, still breathing. That means you get to choose. I pressed both palms to the glass, forehead leaning against it. I choose not to die there, fool. I choose not to stay broken. If love is a knife, then I'll learn how to hold it without bleeding. My chest ached, but for the first time, the ache carried heat instead of ice. Daniel thought I was desperate, I whispered. He thought I would stay on my knees forever. He thought wrong. I straightened, wiping the tears off my face. I'll never beg again. I'll never give him or anyone the power to tear me apart like that. The girl in the mirror was still cracked, still fragile, but there was a glimmer now. You may be shattered. I told her softly, but even broken glass cuts. The silence of the apartment no longer felt like a tomb. It felt like a challenge. I took a deep breath, my voice firm. From this moment on, I will rise. And Daniel will see the woman he tried to break standing taller than he ever imagined. Mia tugged me toward the cafe. You need fresh air and you need people who won't treat you like trash. I don't need anyone, I muttered. I just need to forget. She shot me a look. You've been locked in your apartment? For days, trust me on this. The smell of coffee hit me before I saw him. He sat near the window, tall, broad-shouldered, calm as stone. His gaze flicked up as Mia waved. Ethan, she said brightly, this is my best friend. I froze. You didn't tell me we were meeting someone. Her grin was unapologetic. If I had, you wouldn't have come. Ethan stood, offering his hand. His voice was steady. Nice to finally meet you. I hesitated before shaking it. Hi. Mia nudged me into the seat. She's been going through things. I glared at her. Don't? Ethan leaned back, unbothered. She doesn't have to explain anything to me. The silence after his words was strange, not heavy, not judgmental, just quiet. Finally, I muttered, You're staring? Not staring, he said. Listening to what? I haven't said anything. His eyes met mine. You don't need words? Pain speaks louder. I stiffened and stopped listening. I don't want pity. Good, he replied simply. I don't offer pity. Something inside me shifted. Then what do you offer? Time, he said. Silence. Whatever someone actually needs. Mia's phone buzzed. She groaned. Work emergency. I'll be back in 10. She bolted, leaving me alone with him. I sighed. She planned this. Obviously, he said. She worries. She shouldn't. My voice cracked despite myself. I'm fine. You're not, he said calmly. But you will be. I clenched my jaw. Don't make promises you can't keep. I'm not promising. I'm observing. The way he said it steady, unshaken, made my chest ache. I whispered, You sound too sure. He tilted his head. Because broken things aren't gone. They're just waiting. I laughed bitterly. Waiting for what? Someone to glue them back together. Or to discover they're sharper now, he said softly. The words hit deeper than I expected. You don't even know me. I don't have to. I've seen enough. Turned away, staring at the window. Daniel said I was pathetic. Ethan's jaw tightened, but his voice stayed calm. Then Daniel's blind. Or maybe he's right. No. Ethan said firmly, Pain doesn't make you pathetic. It makes you human. I swallowed hard. You sound like you've been through it. He shrugged. Everyone has scars. Some hide them better than others. Silence settled between us again, but it wasn't crushing. For the first time in days, I didn't feel like I was drowning. You're quiet, I said finally. Because I'd rather hear you. What if I don't want to talk? Then I'll sit here until you do. The stubbornness in his tone almost made me laugh. You're strange. Strange? He repeated, faint amusement in his eyes. Or patient. Met his gaze again, unsettled by how steady it was. You make it hard to hide. Maybe you shouldn't hide, he said. My voice softened. And if I fall apart, then you fall apart, he said simply. And then you stand again. That's how it works. Something inside me cracked not, like breaking, but like letting light in. Mia returned, breathless. Everything okay? I glanced at Ethan, then back at her. Surprisingly, yes. Mia slammed her phone down on the table. He's parading her again, dinner with his parents. The whole city knows about it. I didn't look up. Good, let them eat their lies together. You can't just sit here and stew. I finally met her eyes. I'm not stewing. I'm planning. Her brow furrowed. Planning what? Revenge. The word tasted sharp, dangerous, but strangely sweet. Mia blinked. You can't be serious. I leaned closer. He destroyed me. Mia. He left me in ruins while he flaunts his perfect life with Claire. Do you really think I'll let that stand? She lowered her voice. And what exactly are you going to do? March into his mansion and scream. I smirked bitterly. No, screaming is useless. Silence cuts deeper. She sighed. You sound unrecognizable. Good, I whispered. That old me is dead. Later that night, Mia scrolled through her contacts. His family holds charity galas every month. His father, Richard, is obsessed with reputation. His mother, Alina, too. If their image cracks, Daniel cracks with it. I nodded slowly. So, their pride is his weakness. Mia hesitated. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I admitted, but I like drowning even less. Anger is the only thing keeping me breathing. The next morning, I stared at a photo online, Daniel and Claire, smiling outside a luxury car. Look at them, I muttered. Mia leaned over my shoulder. They want the world to see perfection. Then I'll show the world the cracks. That evening, we sat together in my apartment. Papers, spread out articles, invitations. Whispers Mia had collected. She pointed to one headline. Richards. Company is under quiet investigation. If that leaks, Daniel's golden boy image dies with it. I finished. Mia bit her lip. This is dangerous. Living like this is worse, I snapped. Then softer. I need to do this, Mia. She nodded reluctantly. Then I'll help. 2 days later, we lingered outside a hotel where Daniel's family often dined. Through the glass, I saw them, Daniel laughing with Claire, Richard at the head of the table, Alina gleaming in diamonds. Mia whispered, Do you really want to watch this? Yes, my eyes burned. I need to remember why. Inside, Claire leaned in to kiss Daniel's cheek. Flashbulbs lit the glass as paparazzi caught the moment. Perfect, Mia muttered. Fake, I corrected. They look untouchable. But pride always rots from the inside. Back home, Mia collapsed onto the couch. So, what now? You've gathered your intel. What's the first move? I stared at my hands. Not yet. Revenge isn't rushed. It's patient. Like poison. Mia shivered. You scare me when you talk like this. I scare myself, I admitted. But fear is better than emptiness. I lay awake that night, whispering into the dark. Daniel, you thought I'd stay broken. You thought I'd stay silent. But silence isn't weakness. It's the sound of me sharpening. The anger hummed inside me, louder than grief, steadier than despair. I smiled for the first time in days. You'll never see it coming. Mia leaned forward, whispering urgently. You don't have to go through with this. Once you light the match, there's no putting the fire out. I stared at the glowing city outside the cafe window. I've already lit it in my heart. The world just hasn't caught up yet. She sighed. So what's the plan? Tell me straight. I slid a folded paper toward her. Richard's deal with Global Tech. He's desperate for investors. But if certain doubts reach the wrong ears, her eyes widened. You're planning to ruin the deal. Not ruin, I corrected softly. Expose, they hide skeletons. I just opened the closet door. That evening, I made the call. My hand shook, but my voice didn't. Mr. Lucas Grant. Yes, who's? Asking, his tone was sharp, calculated. Think of me as someone with useful information. Go on, Richard Hale's new deal. Ask yourself why their books were sealed during negotiations. Ask why Daniel spends more time on parties than numbers. A pause, then a low chuckle. And why should I trust you? Because you want to beat him, and I want to break him. Lucas laughed outright. Now that is interesting. Fine, I'll listen. I hung up before my courage failed. Mia paced the apartment. You called Lucas, Daniel's biggest rival? Are you insane? No, just precise. She grabbed my wrist. He's dangerous. So is Daniel, I snapped. The difference is Lucas knows how to cut where it hurts. I just gave him the knife. 2 days later, headlines buzzed. Global Tech freezes negotiations with Hale Group questions over transparency. Mia shoved her phone in my face. You did this. I breathed out, trembling. It worked. You sound almost happy. I am, I admitted. For the first time, I feel alive. Watching his mask slip, it's like breathing after drowning. That evening, my phone lit up. Unknown number. I answered, enjoying the show. Lucas's smooth voice filled my ear. What do you want? I asked carefully, to thank you. And to ask if you'd like to keep working together. Hale won't survive many more cracks. I'm not your partner, I hissed. No, he said. You're his ghost. That makes you more dangerous than me. I ended the call, heart pounding. Mia sat on the couch, arms crossed. You're shaking. I'm not scared, I whispered. I'm guilty because you hurt him. I nodded because I wanted to. Mia's voice softened. And that guilt doesn't erase the satisfaction, does it? No, I admitted, clutching my chest. It mixes with it. Like fire and ice burning together. She studied me. This isn't just revenge anymore. This is rebirth. Her words lodged deep inside me. Later, I sat alone, replaying the days. News. Daniel's perfect smile looked tighter now, strained in photos with Claire. Reporters circled, whispers swelled. Do you feel it, Daniel? I whispered into the silence, the cracks spreading. That's me. I'm the echo of your betrayal, and I've only just begun. For the first time, I didn't feel broken. Felt dangerous, alive. I hadn't slept in 3 nights. The walls pulsed with shadows, and Daniel's voice still echoed in my head. I whispered to myself in the dark, one more step. Just one more, and he'll crumble. The knock startled me. Who is it? It's Ethan. I hesitated, then opened the door. His eyes searched mine, sharp and unyielding. You look like hell, he said. Thanks, I muttered, turning away. He followed me inside. When was the last time you slept? Does it matter? Yes, he snapped. Because you're unraveling. I laughed bitterly. Funny, I thought I was finally putting myself back together. By tearing Daniel apart. Yes, Ethan's jaw tightened. And when he's gone, what will be left of you? Freedom, I shot back. No, he said firmly. There will be nothing. You're feeding yourself poison and calling it power. I turned on him. Don't you dare pity me. This isn't pity, he said. It's truth. Look at yourself. You're haunted, hollow. That's not strength, it's self-destruction. I pressed my palms into my eyes, my voice breaking. You don't understand. He ruined me. He made me feel worthless, disposable. Every time I breathe, I remember that night. I do understand, Ethan said quietly. I've seen pain consume people until nothing's left, okay? And I see it. Happening to you? Then what do you want me to do? Forgive him. Pretend it didn't happen. No, Ethan said. I want you to choose yourself, not him. Right now, every move you make is still about Daniel. You think that's freedom? It's a chain. I shook my head. If I stop now, he wins. If you keep going like this, Ethan countered, you lose. The words cut deep. Silence stretched. Heavy and suffocating. Finally, I whispered, revenge is all I have left. No, Ethan said, his voice steady. You have more. You have a future. You have people who care about you. You have me. I looked up sharply, searching his face. Why do you care so much? Because I see you, he said. The real you. Not this version twisted by hate. My throat tightened. What if I can't go back? What if this darkness is all I am now? Then fight it, he said simply. Fight harder than you fought. Daniel, fight for yourself. His words burned. You make it sound so easy. It's not easy, Ethan said. It's brutal. But peace is harder than revenge and worth more. I slumped onto the couch, trembling. I don't know if I want peace. Not yet. At least admit this much, Ethan pressed. Right now, revenge owns you, not the other way around. I swallowed hard. Maybe I like belonging to it. No, he said firmly. You don't, you want to belong to yourself. Tears stung my eyes. Then why does it feel so good when he hurts? Because pain feels powerful when you've been powerless, Ethan said softly. But it's a lie. That power will eat you alive. I buried my face in my hands. I don't know who I am anymore. Ethan's voice softened. Then let's find out together, but not like this. Not in Daniel's shadow. His words sank into me deeper than I wanted to admit. For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel victorious. I felt exposed and afraid of what I might become if I didn't stop. The party buzzed with champagne laughter and glass clinks, but my eyes never left her. Claire, flawless mask intact until I gave the signal. Mia leaned toward me. Are you sure about this? Yes, I whispered. It's time. Across the room, the whispers began. A businessman sneered. Did you hear? Claire's charity funds don't quite add up. His wife gasped. No, surely not. Oh, it's true, he said. Louder. Claire froze mid-laugh. Excuse me? I smiled. Into my glass? What are they saying? Daniel asked, pulling her arm. Lies, she hissed, though her voice cracked. Ugly, jealous lies. A woman stepped forward. Then why did my sister's donation disappear? Claire's eyes darted. Oh, that's ridiculous. Her father's voice boomed from behind. Claire, she stiffened. Father, is it true? He demanded. No, of course not. Her mother's jeweled hand trembled. Tell me this isn't another scandal. Daniel tried to defend her. This is absurd. Someone is, but... Claire snapped. Shut up, Daniel. You think I don't know? You're embarrassed? Gasps rippled. The perfect couple cracked in plain view. I leaned back, heat rushing through me. Satisfaction, sharp and sweet. Claire turned on the crowd. All of you, vultures, you've hated me from the start. Her father's voice cut like ice. Enough. We will speak privately. Father, please, not another word. The humiliation clung to her like smoke. She stumbled, eyes wet, mask shattered. Daniel muttered, Get it together. Claire's glare burned. Don't you dare lecture me. You're nothing without me. He flinched. The crowd devoured every word. I whispered to myself, and the empire crumbles. Mia touched my arm. You did it. She's falling. Yes, I breathed. But as Claire fled the ballroom, her mother trailing, shame heavy in their wake, I felt an emptiness echo inside me. Daniel's eyes swept the room, searching, furious. For a moment, I thought he saw me. I whispered, Do. You feel it now? The sting? Mia frowned. Why don't you look happy? I am, I said, though my voice was thin. Doesn't sound like it. I turned away. I wanted her to break, and she did, but it didn't fix me, I admitted quietly. Ethan's words haunted me. You're feeding yourself poison, Mia whispered. Maybe she deserved it. She did, I answered sharply. Every smirk, every insult, every smug little laugh, she deserved this. Then why do you sound hollow? Because I was. I watched Claire's parents drag her away, their wealth unable to shield them from disgrace. And all I felt was a strange void. I whispered under my breath, If they both burn, will I finally be free? Mia squeezed my hand. Or will you burn? With them. The thought sliced deeper than Claire's downfall ever could. The boardroom smelled of sweat and fear. Not mine, his dot. Daniel slammed his fist on the table. You can't do this to me. One of the associates, gray-haired and calm, replied, We already have. The contracts are void. You need me? Daniel barked. Without me, this company collapses. Another voice snapped. No, Daniel. Without you, it finally breathes. I sat silently in the corner, invisible to most, but not to him. His eyes darted, found me, and narrowed. You, he hissed. This is your doing. I tilted my head. Funny, I thought it was your arrogance. He lunged toward me, but two men held him back. She's nothing. She was nothing. Careful. Daniel, I said softly. They're listening. The room fell quiet. The men who once shook his hand now looked at him like a contagion. One said flatly, "This scandal is toxic. The investors are gone. The press has the story. You've dragged us all into your mess." Daniel spat, "Lies. All lies." I leaned forward. "Not lies. Just truth delivered to the right ears." His voice cracked. "Why? Why me?" I held his stare. "Because you thought I was disposable." The associates stood, gathering their papers, dismissing him without words. One muttered as he left, "You're finished." Daniel collapsed into the chair, shaking. "Please, don't leave me like this." No one turned back. Only silence remained. He lifted his face to me, eyes bloodshot. "Was it worth it? Destroying me?" "Yes," I said, though the word felt heavy. He laughed bitterly. "Then look at me. A T." I did. The man who once played God with my heart now looked like a child stripped of his toys. "You begged me once," I reminded him. "For trust. For love. Do you remember?" He winced. "Stop. And I gave you everything." "And you threw me away." "I didn't. You did." I cut him off. "For her. For a game." He slumped forward. "Claire's gone. My friend's gone. My name ruined." "You ruined yourself." His voice broke into a plea. "Help me. Just help me." The words struck something deep. I wanted to savor them, but all I felt was a hollow ache. "Help you," I whispered, "like you helped me when I was drowning in shame." He shook his head, desperate. "I was stupid, blind. I never thought that I'd fight back." His silence was answer enough. "You underestimated me," I said. His eyes filled with rage. "You're no better than me." "Maybe," I admitted, "but I'm not the one begging." He slammed his hands on the table. "I hate you." "Good," I whispered. "Hate feels cleaner than pity." He sagged, trembling. "What do you want?" "Money. An apology." "My life." "I wanted justice," I answered. "Now, I'm not sure what this is." He sneered through tears. "You'll never be free of me. You'll think of me every night." The worst part was knowing he might be right. I stood my chair, scraping the floor. "Goodbye, Daniel." He scrambled to his feet. "Don't walk away. You can't leave me like this." I turned at the door. "That's exactly what you taught me to do." His voice cracked into a scream. "You'll regret this." I whispered back, "No, you will." The door closed behind me, sealing his ruin. Inside, and yet as the echo faded, my chest felt unbearably empty. I had burned him to ashes, but the hollow inside me remained untouched. His knock rattled my apartment door like a ghost demanding entry. "Please," Daniel's voice cracked. "I just need to talk." I stood frozen, my chest clenched, but I opened the door anyway. He looked wrecked, bloodshot, shirt wrinkled. Pride stripped away. "Let me in," he whispered. I stepped aside, against my better judgment. The silence suffocated us until he broke it. "I've lost everything. Claire's gone, the board cut me off, the press won't stop, and you think I'll save you." I'm not asking for saving," he said quickly. "I'm asking for forgiveness." The word hit me like a slap. Forgiveness. After what you did, his shoulders sagged. "I was wrong. I was cruel. I thought I was untouchable, and I destroyed the only person who ever don't." I cut him off, shaking. "Don't dare say you loved me." I swallowed hard. But I did. I was too proud to admit it. My laugh came out sharp, ugly. "You humiliated me. You paraded her in front of me like I was nothing." "I know." His voice cracked, and I hate myself for it. "You should." He sank onto the couch, head in his hands. "I can't sleep. I see your face every time I close my eyes." The look you gave me when you chose her over me. I finished when you left me bleeding inside. He flinched. Yes. I paced the room, my hands trembling. Do you even know what you turned me into? Do you know how close I came to disappearing? His eyes filled with shame. I didn't. Want that? I never wanted to break you. You did, I whispered. You broke me, and then you acted like I didn't exist. He looked up desperately. Then tell me what to do. Tell me how to make it right. The words tasted bitter. There's no making it right. His jaw tightened. Then destroy me. If that's what you need, finish it. I won't fight. For a moment, I saw him as he was, hollow, stripped, trembling. The man who once towered over me now begged at my feet. My heart pounded. One choice could end this war inside me. You think I want revenge? Asked. You've already taken it, he muttered. And I deserved it. You deserved. Worse. He nodded slowly. Then give it to me. End me completely. I stared at him, my breath shaking. It's too easy. Watching you rot in the ruins of your own making, that's better. His lips parted, trembling. So you'll never forgive me? No. My voice was steady, cold. Forgiveness would free you. I won't give you that gift. His eyes watered. Then what am I to you now? Nothing, I said. Exactly what you made me feel. The silence stretched. He pressed a hand to his mouth, fighting to breathe. I deserve this, he whispered. Yes, I replied, softer. You do. Inside my chest churned with fire and emptiness. This was supposed to feel like victory, but it only deepened the void. I'll leave, he said finally, rising unsteadily. But no, this I did love you. I just loved myself more. The words cut, sharper than I expected. I turned my back. Get out! The door shut quietly behind him, and I stood alone, shaking. I could have destroyed him completely. But instead, I chose something worth silence. And in that silence, the question echoed louder than anything he'd said. Did I want peace, or was revenge all I had left? The night after Daniel left, my phone buzzed. I ignored it until the knocking came. It's me. Ethan's voice carried through the door. I opened it, exhausted. Why are you here? You sounded different earlier, he said softly. I wanted to make sure you're okay. Okay? I laughed bitterly. I just told Daniel he means nothing to me. Does that sound okay? Ethan stepped inside, calm as ever. Depends. Did you mean it? I looked at him, my throat tight. Yes. For the first time, I meant every word. He nodded slowly. Then maybe it was the only truth he ever deserved. I dropped onto the couch. You didn't see his face, Ethan. He was broken. And that hurts you. I don't know. I pressed my palms to my eyes. I thought it would feel like triumph, but it's just empty. He sat across from me, voice low. That emptiness, that's freedom starting. Freedom, I repeated, almost tasting the word. Strange kind of freedom when it feels like fire eating everything inside. Fire clears, he reminded me. It burns, but it makes room for something new. My chest ached. What if I don't want new? What if I just want to forget? Everything. You can't, he said simply. You carry it, but you don't have to let it chain you. The silence between us stretched, heavy, but not suffocating. Finally, I whispered. I walked away from him. Do you know how hard that was? To stand in front of the man who shattered me and not strike the final blow? I can imagine, Ethan. Murmured, double quotes. No, you can't, he begged. He offered himself up for destruction. And I left him with silence. Silence can be louder than anything you could have said. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. He'll suffer with it. Every night, every morning, he'll hear what I didn't say. And that's better than revenge, is it? Ethan asked carefully. Yes, I said, voice steady now. Because revenge is a chain too. Silence is freedom. My freedom. Ethan studied me, eyes steady. So where do you go from here? I let the question hang. I don't know. But I know. Where I won't go backward. That's enough for now. My lips trembled into the faintest smile. You always sound so certain. I'm not certain, he admitted. I just know you're stronger than the story he tried to write for you. The words pierced deeper than Daniel's ever had. Stronger? I whispered. You think I'm stronger? I don't think, Ethan said firmly. I know. The room fell quiet again, but it wasn't hollow anymore. His presence was steady, like an anchor I hadn't asked for, but desperately needed. Finally, I rose and walked to the window. The city lights shimmered, flickering like sparks on dark water. Do you want to know what I told myself after he left? I asked, not turning. Yes, that he may have desired me for one night, but I'll make sure he suffers for a lifetime. Ethan's voice was calm, though I sensed the weight of his worry. That sounds like another vow. It is, and will you keep it? I turned, meeting his eyes. Yes, but not the way he thinks. I won't chase him anymore. I won't fight to ruin him. His ruin is already written. My survival, my strength, that's his punishment. Ethan's lips curved into the faintest smile. Then maybe you've already won. The fire in my chest eased, shifting from rage to something steadier. Not peace, not yet, but survival. Survival was enough. I drew in a long breath, my voice clear. Daniel took the girl who begged for love. But he left me with someone else. Someone unshakable. Ethan leaned back, quiet. He didn't argue, he didn't push. He just let the silence carry. And for the first time, the silence didn't feel empty. Felt like mine.